Welcome to the OIC, otherwise known as the Omnipresent Information Connection podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Peterson.
And I'm the co-host, Noah Hansen. The Omnipresent Information Connection podcast is all about your world and your unique walk on this path called life. We present fascinating, life-changing information from around the world that has been validated. We also authenticate the information by providing you with links to where you can find out more about what we are talking about on our show. This podcast includes historically accurate, genuine facts that have helped shape our daily lives into what they are today. On this episode, we will be doing a short episode on healthy living. So whether it comes to our mental health, our emotional health, or our physical health, we can all learn more about how to be healthy and have a enhanced state of health in our lives. To be more of our best self by being the healthiest us we can be. Kevin, I know you have a lot of great nuggets to put into this episode because you have been a master of emotional health as well as mental and physical health for many years now in your life.
Yes, and thank you, Noah. Very kind words. Very humbled by your level of knowledge as well.
We have training that most humans on Earth do not have.
Yes. So, mentally, physically, spiritually, three topics that I have very intimate knowledge on. The first topic, and I've got 5 just quick resets for you on the mental part of things, is connect with others, develop and keep strong relationships with people who you support and the people that support you. The second is plan something fun. Make time every day to enjoy something you really like to do. Be silly and laugh. Laughter can really recharge you as a person.
No doubt, but also play outside.
Yeah. And then 3, ask for help. Everyone hits bumps in the road. Ask a friend, coworker, or a teacher for help and advice. And then 4 is take care of yourself. It's easier to feel happy if your body feels good. Exercise, enjoy a good breakfast, drink water, have a healthy snack, and eat a balanced diet. Physically and mental health are tied together. So be good to your body. And then the 5th one is rest. I can't pause enough on this. Resting is a 3-phase procedure or step. Many people, when you talk about rest, you're talking about sleeping. But sometimes you need to be able to shut your brain down. Sometimes you need to be able to shut your mind off. Sometimes you need to be able to meditate. But there's a technique to be able to meditate that produces natural results versus being able to wish and hope a result into your life. And on another podcast, we'll go into that. But rest is crucial and it's important because we have given so much to the world, but yet the world still asks for more. And it requests that of us every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's important and it's an imperative of you to be selfish in one area only in your life, almost no matter what, and that is rest. You've got to give your mind, body, and spirit a break. You've got to be able to allow yourself to be able to remove yourself from every type of environment that puts a stress or strain on you. And I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. I know a lot of you have sleepless, restless nights. I know the pain. I know the suffering of only get a few nights of sleep or a few days of sleep, and sometimes just a few hours of sleep. I understand that sleep is a huge issue in America. I wish it wasn't, but it is. But the bottom line is that you've got to be able to rest, to be rest assured about what you're going to do the next following day.
I agree. One of the main things that keeps people up at night is anxieties. So learning how to find rest, I think, is a very important skill to have.
Yeah, and that deals with my next topic, is dealing with stress. Pay attention to what makes you stressed, whether you feel it in your body or how you react to it. This will help you to be able to better manage your stress. Learn to express anger when it's small instead of allowing it to build. Relaxation, breathing, yoga, or meditation can help in that area.
Mm-hmm.
7 is think about today. Too often we are thinking about the past or planning for a future instead of living in the present. Focus on living in the moment. Outside, notice the sun or wind on your face, or feel your feet being able to be grounded to the grass. We have stepped away from having a childlike mindset because we have to be so adult in everything that we do. Sometimes we need to be able to go back to our youth to be able to restore the youthfulness within us. And each week I do that. I specifically take some time out to be able to rekindle my youthfulness, either by listening to a funny comedian, watching cartoons, being able to watch a funny video, something. I've got to be able to bring back my childlike nature, because it helps me to be able to remember not only where I've been, but to be able to take that intimate walk into my future and to be able to share with other people the value of where I've been to where I have become today.
And that's how rest can contribute to your working life then, too. You bring your inner child to the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And mindfulness is one of the simple practices that we all do on a daily basis, whether you know you're doing it or not, whether you're focused on making that happen or not. Sitting down and meditating versus just doing the dishes can be a mindfulness practice for many people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are focused inward when they wash the dishes. So anyways, one of the main things about mindfulness practice is being in the moment, being in the present moment. And me, along with many great minds in the field of mindfulness, believe that children are some of the most mindful people on this planet. They are so in the moment at all times, even when they're just imagining, an imaginary friend or a certain scene or scenario that they're playing with other children and acting out. They're so in the moment that it becomes real to them. And connecting with your inner child is to be in that present moment. The place where you are the most you, which isn't focused on fears of the past, anxieties about the future, but about the present moment that we are in right now, which is why it's so healing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's known to boost the immune system so much that it heals your body a third of the times faster than someone who's just recovering without the practice of mindfulness.
Absolutely. And, again, you have your own special nuggets of wisdom that I'm very thankful that you can be able to share with our listeners, because being able to hear another opinion and another view really helps be able to resonate not only with me, but to our listening audience as well.
And of course, there will be links in the description below to reflect on and enhance what we are saying in this podcast today for you, with actual studies in some of those links too.
Absolutely. And the next thing that you want to be able to do is to be able to give back. Volunteer for a cause or an issue you care about. Help out a coworker, neighbor, or a friend. Find ways to contribute. It can help you feel good about yourself and who you are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of programs that are coming up. We are currently paused right now due to the current event, but moving forward into this 2020 year, we have give back events that we're going to be doing in our communities and our surrounding areas. And so look forward to future updates on that. Now, number 9 is challenge yourself. Learn a new skill or set a difficult goal. Try something different. Commit to fitness or healthy eating goal. Learn to cook something new or learn a new computer skill. Learning improves your mental fitness. And it's nothing difficult, nothing complex. as children, we had Legos, we had Lincoln Logs, we had all these things to be able to stimulate our brain to be able to grow and build something, no matter what it was. We need to be able to bring back into our adult lives those toys. Not saying that you need to play with them, but what I'm saying is that you need to be able to bring back those experiences in your mind. And so when you're digesting information, when you are gathering thoughts, like Legos, like anything that you're trying to be able to build, you're trying to be able to build its value, its structure, and its worth, right? And in doing that, you can be able to literally journal. Journaling is a lifesaver for so many people because it's hard for you to be able to write down a lie versus verbally tell the truth, right?
That's right.
And so by journaling, what you do is that you give your weakness an outlet. You give what you cannot control an outlet. You give it a place within your physical domain.
That's right.
And
That's right.
it frees you of mind, body, spirit, and soul so that you can be able to remain whole. It's always nice to be able to go back to a journal chapter and to be able to write complete on something that once used to be able to conflict you. It's nice to be able to see your growth in writing. And eventually, if you do it right, it'll become a book of your life. And who knows, maybe it might be a Helen Keller bestseller, right?
Right. So journaling really just helps to sort out the scramble that's going on in your thought patterns, for sure. I've experienced that myself. Thanks to you suggesting that I journal more, Kevin. That was your suggestion in my life that I took. So, yeah, those are all very important. I'm glad you mentioned every single one of those. Are there any more on that list that you're listing off?
Just one more is don't consume something that consumes you. And that could be anything. Too much of anything, right?
Yeah, too much of anything can be unhealthy, for sure.
Right.
Besides love, maybe.
Right. and love is something we can never get enough of.
That's right. But there is a toxic love.
There is.
So understand that.
The bottom line is that consume that of what completes others as well. And so when you're trying to be able to come up with a new thing to say, new thing to be able to do, one of the funnest things that I've ever done as a child, and I still do it to this day, because it brings back fond memories. I love learning. One of the simplest tools, and it was really cheap back then, and it still is kind of currently right now, but Reader's Digest. Not only did I get to be able to explore new worlds and to be able to see fascinating things around the world, but I also got verbally educated as well.
Right.
I was able to implement a new word into my day that I normally wouldn't or didn't. And then there was crosswords, and it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, great example of being able to learn while you're doing a hobby of yours.
Right. But the creator, the founder of Reader's Digest, basically had skimmed through 25 years of journaling to be able to put all the best of what he believed in into what then became known as Reader's Digest. If you ever do the background story and research on the person that created the Reader's Digest, it all came to that person all from a journal. And so after years and years of looking back, you could be able to see what really moved you as a person and what made you whole and complete as a person.
Right.
And so they decided then, if it was powerful enough for them, why not create something? And so to be able to simplify things, it just became a Reader's Digest.
Right.
Digestible information for everyday living, right?
That makes a lot of sense. That's really powerful. I didn't know that. And it's powerful for, like, you can label your journal, even your mental health journal. You know, since we're doing an episode on health right now, label your journal whatever you want to label it, theme it however you want to theme it. But looking back on that, you're going to see how far you've grown for sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. So that's great. That's wonderful for mental and spiritual health. Even can be a spiritual journal if you wanted to, an emotional journal. whatever you want to make it. So that's one of the main tips that I want to highlight in this episode. I'm glad you did. Now, the last one before we close out here is a very simple one for healthy living. Wash your hands. Wash them for like 20 to 30 seconds. It's not difficult after you go to the bathroom, after, you come home from a day of shopping. My mom would always have me wash my hands after being in all those stores, touching all those places where people had been before. It's just common sense, wash your hands. But while you're in that place where you're doing nothing but washing your hands, one thing I love to do is talk to God. One thing I love to do is connect with my inner world, take those brainwaves down to the alpha and have some healing thoughts, say some positive affirmations and really feel them. Do something while you're washing your hands that's going to positively influence your mind in a certain direction that makes you feel good.
And what my mom taught me as a little boy is that by doing the dishes with Dawn dish soap, not only does it be able to clean your hands, but it cleans your woes away as well.
Great tip.
You have to understand is that I grew up in a house to where they used everyday common things and made them extraordinary. So I can't look at Dawn dish soap the same, because not only does it be able to clean up my environment, but as I'm doing the dishes, it was cleaning up my mind as well.
It sort of dawns on a new day for you, huh?
Amen.
Thank you for listening to this episode. We have many more for you on this channel. And we also have videos on YouTube that you can go and watch. We also have blog posts, and that can all be found at www.inanewway.com. Till next time.
This has been another life-enhancing, authenticated podcast aired by the OIC and brought to you by the faithful OIC sponsors and contributors. Please tune in every week and subscribe to our podcast. And while you're there, explore our website with all the posts, videos, and podcasts that we have created with you in mind. While you're on the journey through our website, you will see our Patreon page where you can become a faithful contributor yourself with the freedom to be a part of our team today. Thank you.